Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Friday to you. Thanks for spending part of your Friday with us here on Wave Listens Live. As always, I'm your host, Brian Shalonsky. And as always, we've got a great show on tap for you today as we take you right to the rundown now, show you who you can expect. We will sit down with the elder advisors, making sure you and your loved ones don't go broke in a nursing home. Some upcoming sessions to talk about with them. And then we've got Wi-Fi Wellness Club joining us, talking about the services they offer. They want to make sure that you feel and look your best, especially as we head into this holiday season. Plus, American Chimney and Fireplace. They will tell you what they can do to help your home get ready for all this cold weather that we know is always right around the corner. So as always, with Elder Advisors, there's Larry Weiss.
Hello, Kentuckiana. Hello, children.
President of Elder Advisors. Amy Wheatley here as well, attorney with Stein Law. Great to see you as well, Amy, and
Hi.
Hope all is well in your world.
Everything's great.
Yeah, he brought you along today, so
I don't want to correct you on live television.
Okay.
So I won't.
Okay.
But I think the opening would have. I think the opening would have been better if it was Fantastic Friday. You know, be excited about it. It's a beautiful weather.
and try to get the the rhyming thing in there.
Yeah, don't go broke in a nursing home because you don't have to, Kentuckiana.
Well,
you
that's
don't.
good.
That's why we're
That
doing the
works no
workshops.
matter what.
It does. It really does. And all they have to do is call 855-LARRY-55. It answers all of their questions and, quite frankly, solves most of the problems of life for people.
Oh,
855-LARRY-55. Don't go anywhere. One of the many.
Yeah, one of the many. The workshops are always so impactful, so let's make sure we let everybody know about those first.
Absolutely. We're doing our workshops, which will be the last for 2023. We won't see the folks again until next year.
So you gotta come out.
If they don't make it out this Monday in Louisville at the Hilton Garden Inn, where Amy Wheatley from Stein Law will be as our guest speaker for the Louisville audience, and then Tuesday Clarksville, and then Wednesday we're going back down to Bardstown, Nelson County. If they don't ask me to leave, I hope to complete a full meal at Scout and Scholar Restaurant in Bardstown.
The
last time I caused a disturbance, police were called, but I was able to resolve it. I had to write an apology letter. I say too much. But anyway, love Bardstown, Nelson County, Scout and Scholar Restaurant.
As you mention often, you're not an attorney. That's why Amy's not just here for the workshop. She's here to bail you out when you get in trouble.
And so much more. And so much more. But when we tell people to workshop, I tell them, if you're going to get something out of the workshop, Brian, they need to be honest with themselves. And there's 3 key questions I always start the workshop with, and I ask people, how many people have a loved one in a nursing home or about to go? Hands go up. That's crisis planning. We can pretty much protect all the assets if it's a husband and wife situation. If it's a couple, we can protect pretty much all the assets. If it's a single person, we can protect about half the assets. That's crisis planning. Even within the nursing home, it's never too late. And the second variable is pre-crisis planning. How many people have a loved one at home getting some rehab? Maybe we're spending nights with our loved ones so they don't fall and stuff. Hands go up. That's pre-crisis planning. We can help insert position assets there. And the third variable, I tell everybody in the audience, everybody's hand's going to go up, and some now more than once. How many people simply want to avoid these problems, give themselves peace of mind, and protect their children, people they love? All the hands go up. That's pre-planning. And in all those variables, there's almost a legal component to be truly successful and artful in doing that. I'm not a lumberjack. I'm not a CPA. I'm also not a television host like you, Brian.
You kind of are that. That one, maybe we...
Guilty as charged. But the
a sharp dresser, you're that.
I'm a beautiful woman. I don't mind telling you that. This is tape delay, so we can...
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
They can say dump over it.
But Stein Law has been an integral part of Elder Advisors with our business model. Amy Stein, one of the partners at Stein Law, and Amy Wheatley. And Amy Wheatley will be there with us Monday because there's legal components to be successful, and that's why we're delighted to have Stein Law and Amy Stein. We miss you so much on the circuit. Hi, Amy. But Amy Wheatley will be there
and Amy
as well.
Today.
That's right.
So you're one of the speakers there. What's going to be kind of your message, what you want to get across to folks out there who are there at the workshops with you?
Well, a lot of times I will talk to people about, if they have a POA, a power of attorney, that's something that's pretty basic. It allows you to act in someone else's stead. A lot of times a husband and wife, they've been married for 30 years. They know everything about each other. They know each other's favorite food. But if one of them has a check that's written in their name alone, then spouse can't cash that or can't do anything with that without a power of attorney. And so I usually try to talk to people about those types of documents that make it easier for them to work with each other. A lot of times people have a power of attorney, and so but those things tend to expire or the laws change, and so if you had one drafted 15 years ago, you might want to come in, bring your paperwork in on Monday. I'll take a look at it, and if it needs to be redone, that's one of the things that I'm there to help out with.
Yeah, that's a good point, because things do change over the years. So
Absolutely.
even if people have pre-planned one of the elements that you talk about, you can still come out to the workshops and still make sure that everything you have pre-planned is up to date.
Well, and the workshops are always well attended, but there's always a couple of empty seats. And I talk about those empty seats at the workshop because, sadly, those are the people that have subscribed to the barbershop law. They're already stressed. They talk to Bob or Susan at church or at McDonald's. Well, nothing can be done. When Uncle Bob went through, we did this, we lost everything. And it just weighs on people. So it just weighs them down. They've got more stress, and they think nothing can be done because that's what Art or Scooter said. And the reality is it's never too late. Never too late. It is never too late to protect those assets. But like Lindsay says so many times at Elder Advisors, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago or today. Get it done. Give up an hour and 20 minutes of your time Monday in Louisville, Tuesday in Clarksville, Wednesday, Nelson County at Bardstown. Remember, lunch at Scout and Scholar. I hope they'll let me finish my meal there.
You're bringing your attorney this time. That was that's pre-planning.
That is pre-planning because Mr. Weiss's behavior is always a little unprofessional and usually unseemly.
Not so much. But look, one of the things that you talked about that was so important when you talked about people heard from someone else that nothing can be done.
Very bad.
This is why you meet with Elder Advisors professionals, because you mentioned, you said, I'm not a lumberjack.
Right.
So if somebody asks you something about that industry, maybe you say, I don't know, it can't be done. Talk to a lumberjack.
Absolutely.
And they can fix it.
No, absolutely. And there's usually always a legal component. So, of course, we're not attorneys at Elder Advisors. We do the financial, the hand-holding, the kitchen table stuff. Because the reality is, whatever the solution is, it's going to involve time at the kitchen table, sorting through Mom's life story of bags and shopping bags of stuff. What is real, what is not. Well, here's an insurance policy. Well, it lapsed in 1982, so we can cross that off. We don't have to worry about it. But there's almost always legal components, so we always circle back to the attorneys, and that's why we're delighted to have Stein Law at the Monday workshop. We will sadly miss Amy Stein. She's predisposed with other legal concerns, very important. So we have Amy Wheatley at the Monday workshop.
Yeah, and Amy, I imagine this is part of why you do what you do when you have these families that come to you, and maybe all these documents are all over the place, and they have no idea what the next step is going to be, and you are that person that can help guide them through the legal component of that.
Absolutely. And a lot of times they'll show up and they have just stacks of things, and and I'll say you don't need this, or this is great, but you probably the law changed on this about 4 years ago, so we'll need to update it. And those are all things that I can do, like I said, on Monday at the workshop. If somebody wants to bring their stuff with them, I'm happy to look at it and tell them about what needs to be done.
And real quick, we have a gentleman. It was pre-planning, and he is by far, and his wife, they are by far the grand national champion of having deeds to properties.
Okay.
So, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So we started working with one. It's just I have my house and my farm or whatever. So Amy, and her team, they start digging into the deeds, and I think we're up to 15 or something. I don't know. The guy's like the Howard Hughes of Harrison County.
He owns a lot of stuff.
But we're trying to get it. There's some health issues. We're just trying to get it done because the window's kind of closing, and if we can get it done now, there's just so much the family can avoid later.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's what the workshops can provide. We've got the information there on your screen. Don't go broke in a nursing home. Elder Advisors can help. It's so great to see both of you. I know the workshops will be fantastic.
Don't go broke in a nursing home. You don't have to, Brian, and neither does Kentuckiana.
And you don't have to go to jail after lunch. Amy will be there with you.
Yeah, that's comforting. 855-LARRY-55. It solves all of your problems.
All right. Well, we'll let these two go. We've got a couple of great segments still to come here on Wave Listens Live. Don't go anywhere.